Actually called the Persian tank, and it started in the Second World War. They had another tank called the M47, then the M48. All the time they were making them better, and the M60 was really the last in the series. The idea there is if this tank drove over a mine and it blew up, the boat-shaped hull underneath means that the blast goes one way or the other. It doesn't get captured under the tank and throws it up in the air or does even more damage to it. So, again, part of the design feature underneath. Nowadays, of course, most of the tanks, you can see some of the more modern ones inside the museum, most of them now, they don't have this rounded shape of all the cast metal, they're much flatter looking, and that's because modern armour is not actually all metal. They can't bend it, it's made of laminates. So sometimes you see extra boxes of that armour is put on the outside of tanks, on the turrets, on the main hull as well. As I say, they can't bend it. It's made of things like rubber, ceramic, metal, all put together in a sandwich. But it's also the reason why those modern tanks have that very flat, faceted look, not like this generation when they were cast metal or welded. Start screaming because they're the baddies, okay? Where are they? Come on, you've been in one panto, where are they? Right, bad guys coming, okay? These are the Ruritanians, the nasty lot. Now, Ruritanians, like many countries these days, they don't actually make their own tanks, they buy them from someone else. And this tank, this is a really good tank, lots of countries bought. It's the tanks the Germans made after World War II. When they're allowed to make tanks again, they said, no, we're not going to go for a massive heavy tank like the Tiger or the King Tiger, we're going to go for speed. And that's what they built this tank for, to be fast. It looks a bit like a boat on wheels. What's the commander need to do very first of all? Is anyone paying attention a bit earlier on? Go on, yell it out. Make a cup of tea? No, we're talking about the army, not the RAF. Come on, what would the army do? Right, someone was paying attention. They'd send out their reconnaissance vehicle, wouldn't they? Because they need to find out, first of all, where are the enemy? What's the best way of getting at them? How do we approach them? What's the best way of trying to keep them busy? And if you look down the far end of the field there, you'll be able to see there's our reconnaissance vehicle working its way up, radioing back all that information. Like I said earlier, it could be they're just working out what bridges will take the weight of a big 80-ton tank. You don't want to go and collapse them and not even get to the battlefield. So all that information they can radio back. He can also call in things like artillery fire. Keep the enemy's head down. Keep them busy. Don't let them settle. Don't let them get into position and get themselves relaxed or organised, okay? Now, if this ever happens, where you almost bump into the enemy, something's gone wrong somewhere, but it does happen sometimes on the battlefield. Normally, your reconnaissance vehicle's about a mile away down in the woods there, and no one would have even seen what he was doing. But, as I say, it does sometimes happen, you bump into the enemy fully. But the key thing is, he gets the information back to the main force commander so they know what they're doing in the attack. Now, we all know the British Army is pretty busy around the world at the moment, so they've called on the Tank Museum to take on the Ruritanians. So there comes our M60 tank, followed by the 432 Armoured personnel carrier with our volunteer infantry in the back. And don't forget, those infantry could have been bouncing around on the battlefield for the last hour or two. So they tend to try and point the Armoured personnel carrier to where they're going to attack. So the guys jumping out the back, they know what they're going towards. Now, it looks like it's the M60s working up the flank of the Ruritanian position there. Well, looks like we might have a hit on the Ruritanian tank. And there down the field, there's our infantry. And again, don't forget, however many tanks you've got, whatever many planes in the sky, you still need infantry to hold ground on the battlefield. They're still absolutely vital. Now there's our infantry jumping out the back under the guidance of the section commander. And those of you can see what they're trying to do now, they're putting in what the army would call a pepper pot or a section attack. That is, one section runs forward, drops down, then the other section comes forward and drops down. They try and stay in a straight line, not because the army just thinks it looks nice and pretty and neat on the battlefield. It's for the very sensible reason, so you don't shoot your mate out the backside. Media calls that friendly fire. It's the most unfriendly fire going, getting hit by your own side. Now they've got the enemy in their sights. Our volunteers, well, bloodthirsty lot, listen to them. Oh, look at that, pathetic. Well done, our volunteers. Ruritanians have thrown in the towel already. Well done. Well done there.